I was browsing through Reddit and I found this post about a user winning $500,000 worth of Ether through mining. What's even more peculiar about this post is the fact that they were doing this solo, which is solo mining instead of pools, and that they used hardware which can be easily deployed in any home. So I just wanted to go a little bit deeper and find out what are the odds of these things happening, both the size of the reward and manage to do this using this hardware. So let's dive in. First, let's make sure we're not wasting our time chasing a lie. So the user has given the block number, so you can go to the block number and see that they have in fact won a block reward of 170 Ether, which comes to about, at current prices, $550,000. So they have in fact won this amount in a single block. We can't verify the hash rate, we have to take it at the value they gave. But we can see that they're in fact solo mining. So they mined by 2 miners solo. And they managed to do all this in a matter of 9 seconds. So yeah, we have some data that we have verified. So now let's break down each of it. Let's look at the scale of the hardware they might be using. We don't know the exact hardware they're using, but we can take a guess. So suppose the user is using RTX 3080 cards from NVIDIA, which retail for $700 each. These cards produce about 100 megahashes per second. So in order to hit the 2 gigahashes per second, they need about 20 of these cards, retailing about $14,000. They're very hard to get at retail price these days, so they must have invested anywhere between $14,000 to $25,000, depending on what price point they acquired these cards. But this is doable. Yeah, you can easily deploy this in a small to medium-sized room, if you have the capital requirements, of course. Next up, let's look at the block reward, because it's not very typical to have a block reward of $500,000. So if you go back, you can see that the block reward is at 170 ETH, and it contains a standard block reward of 2 Ether for winning a block, and then an insane amount of fees, which is 174 Ether. So the user not only got lucky winning the block, they also managed to win a block with insane amounts of transaction fee. So if you go into the transactions, you can in fact verify what was the activity that happened in this block. So you can see that most of these transactions, except the first one, are all doing the same thing. They're minting an NFT. I'm guessing it's a new NFT collection that just dropped. So there's about 5 pages of this, everything minting NFTs, and the final page. All of them are about minting an NFT collection. So if you go back to the first one and see how much fee these people are paying to mint these NFTs. So this user has minted about 3 tokens, paying 0.08 Ether per token. So they spent a total of 0.24 Ether to mint the NFTs, and then a transaction fee of 0.69 Ether, an insane amount of fee in order to make sure that their mint is included in the block. So I guess the miner got lucky not just in winning the block, but also in winning a block which has insane amounts of activity and demand for block space. So finally, let's look at what are the chances of winning a block with this hash rate. So they have about 2 gigahashes per second, and the Ethereum network is running at about 950 terahashes per second. So that gives them 2 gigahashes per 950 terahashes, which comes to around about 1 in 500,000. So the odds of winning this block are 1 in 500,000, which are far better than lottery. But mind you, the price to pay this lottery is $20,000 in hardware costs and running electricity costs, and the odds that if you never win, you wouldn't get paid or get your investment back. So the odds don't look so bad at first, but given the investment that went into it and the effort in maintaining this system, I doubt many people would want to play these odds. Most people would probably be better off mining in a pool. But this one lucky person managed to win the block. And not only did they win the block, they won a block which has insane amount of activity. So yeah, good for them. But I probably wouldn't mind solo using that level of investment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. Would you mine solo if you had this hardware, and if it means that you might win a block at some point in the future? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.